Smiley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Saturday, September 10th. So the moon is in Pisces all day. We are in our full moon Pisces day. We have the full moon peaking at its most direct energy at 5:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have not listened to the astro forecast for the full moon in Pisces, I'm going to recommend you do that. And if you haven't downloaded your moon guide, I'm going to recommend you do that as well. This moon in Pisces is about release and closure, is about releasing and surrendering all the pain and trauma that we hold in our heart space and in our unconscious minds out into the universe, preparing for brand new karmic chapters that, of course, are coming in with the equinox energy. Today is going to be a pretty wonky freaking day. Of course, we just had Mercury go retrograde, the full moon in the very last sign of the zodiac. This Piscean waters definitely triggers a lot of things that we may not even be able to put our finger on as of yet. We are hypersensitive, super stimulated, definitely overwhelmed at times, and it may at times feel like we are drowning under this energy. Now, it doesn't all have to be bad. We are really tapping into new psychic abilities. We are tapping into new elements, new perspectives of what it is that we're dreaming and wanting to manifest. But honestly, I am kind of the mindset, if you listen to the forecasts, that this is going to be a heavier type of moon energy than some other new age and spiritualists would like us to believe. Nonetheless, we have 9 different aspects here today, and 7 of them involve the moon. So the moon is going to make a sextile, a very positive energy with the true node, who of course is our soul's path, our soul's destiny. Now, this is giving us, again, new intuitive insights on the path forward, on the new mission, on the new dream, on the new purpose that's being downloaded within us, of course, setting us up to pursue these new dreams and visions. Mars goes ahead and bumps into Pluto, though, so we have the god of war and the god of the underworld kind of in a disagreement, kind of trying to find a middle ground. Mars, of course, is in Gemini energy, just entering its pre-shadow period, which means that we are on opposite sides of the spectrum with our thoughts, with our ideas, with what it is that we need to communicate and express outward. We are trying to find the middle ground, the middle balance, but battling it out on the intellectual battlefield is no joke. And then, of course, we have the god of the underworld, Pluto, who takes us on a little bit of a deep dive in our psyche, in our heart space, in order to remind us of all the pain, of all the trauma, of all the suffering that we've already endured, not to paralyze us, not to kind of bring in the Debbie Downer attitude, more so to remind us that we have to use those particular experiences and situations as fuel to the fire, to motivate us, to inspire us, to give us the determination, the motivation to continue to push through. The Plutonian energy is the great transformer of the zodiac, and that transformation needs to happen in our psyche, in our heart space first and foremost, before we can engage the physical body in order to take action, to make moves, to actually pursue the path that needs to be pursued in order to get us from where it is that we're at to where it is that we desire to be. Make no error, though, this is going to feel very heavy. It is going to highlight for us irritation, frustration, a lot of anger. If you downloaded the moon guide, you would know that that repressed energy is coming up for acknowledgement, for integration. I would recommend you do the shadow work in that moon guide in order to release and activate some of these, I'm going to say, old fragmented DNA codes in order to create space for the new energies to actually have a place to align, to reconnect, to recalibrate within our physical bodies. The moon does bump into Chiron in a way that would suggest there is going to be a situation in our outside world that we do not have control over that is going to trigger us like no other. This is going to trigger the not so nice thoughts, the not so nice feels, in order to pressurize this intense energy for us to realize what it is that needs to be let go of, what it is that needs endings and closures so that we can prepare ourselves for a clean slate, welcoming in new soul contracts when the equinox comes. Mercury goes ahead and bumps into the true node. This is the first aspect that Mercury, now retrograde in Libran energy, go ahead and listen to that astro forecast if you haven't already, has made since going retrograde. So it's with the true node. The true node is trying to get us on the right path to move forward. Mercury has us looking back. Again, if you listen to me for any amount of time, you would know that we're in the stage, we're in the cycle where we have to look back in order to figure out how to move forward. Mercury being retrograde in Libra is going to have a huge impact on our relationships, who it is that we share time, energy, and space with. It is also going to refocus the lens on injustices that were not settled correctly. And of course, justice will be served under this particular influence. And there is going to be a lot of readjustments, a lot of recalibration, a lot of realignment needed before we can go ahead and start moving forward. So it's almost like this particular aspect has us trying to reconsider what it is that we thought our future was going to look like based off of all of the situations, the information, the details, the circumstances that have changed in such a short amount of time. And now we're trying to look back to make peace with what it is that is popping off for us in this present moment. Now, it's going to take some time. Again, if you listen to the astro forecast, if you listen to your own zodiac forecast for the month, you would know that whatever pops off with Mercury retrograde in Libran energy will be fixed and resolved in a couple of weeks when Mercury moves back into its place of power in this Virgo energy. So again, Libran energy, scales are unbalanced. We're trying to achieve peace and balance and harmony by kind of, doing the work to see where the past is affecting the present and where our future is kind of up in the air, because we have a lot to sort through, to process, to realign with, to reconnect with, to readjust, to revise our plans based off of looking back from this particular point in time from a different set of eyes, a different perspective. There's going to be a lot of aha moments here, a lot of information, a lot of shifting, and that is going to change the course, the path, the direction that we thought we were going to walk moving towards the future. Now, here is, again, 5:59 Eastern Standard Time. The moon in Pisces opposes, sits across from the sun in Virgo. Please, please, please listen to the astro forecast. This is a heavy one. This is on the healing axis. We are having a lot of things come up for us to break our heart space wide open, to crack us open in all the right ways, to make us raw and vulnerable, really align with our true, authentic self so that we can recognize what is broken so that we can attempt to fix it. The Virgo energy is all about returning us to a state of wholeness on the physical level, and the Piscean energy is here to karmically disconnect with chapters, with karmic contracts, soul contracts that we're no longer aligned with, so that we can repair ourselves from a soul level. This is no joke. And the potency, the intensity that comes with this energy will have you questioning everything that you thought you knew about yourself, about your future, about your past, about your dreams, about what is real, about what it is that you want, about what is going on in your inner realm and where those particular memories, thoughts, and emotions are stemming from. Again, we got to look back in order to figure out the present for us to be able to plan to go ahead and move forward in the future. Now, the moon is going to sextile Uranus. This is going to give us a little bit of help here, because in this particular aspect, we get flashes of insight. We get aha moments. We get light bulbs flashing in our brain, downloads of ideas, of inspirations, of understanding and shifting perspective on not only retracing our steps and reprocessing elements in the past, but giving us a clear vision on what that means for us moving forward. Of course, Uranus is retrograde in Taurus energy, really pushing us inward to figure out why it is that we're blocking our progress, what it is we're afraid of losing, where it is that our physical attachments to this materialistic realm are actually preventing us from flying high and aligning with our soul's mission, with our soul's purpose. The moon is going to bump into Saturn. Here comes a reality check. Here comes an aha moment where it is that the roles and responsibilities weighted on our shoulders are becoming a little bit too heavy for us to bear. Not only this, but it gives us a little bit of a clearer perspective. We come back down to earth. It's going to be a hard thing to do under this full moon energy, but we have to be a little bit more realistic with what it is that we want to build from here in moving forward. The Lord of Karma does not mess around. Mr. Saturn wants to really test us with the tough love life lessons to see whether or not we've learned anything in the past, to see whether we're mature enough to actually take a step moving forward into the future. The moon is going to come up to, bump into, conjunct Neptune. Neptune is the ruler over this full moon in Pisces. Neptune is retrograde in Piscean energy, its place of power. You best believe that we are going to be overly emotional, overly stimulated, that we're going to want to run and hide and escape and disassociate and bury our head in the sand and not deal with life. That is just the elements of what happens when all of our emotions are all volumed up. Our headspace is not making sense because, of course, Mercury is now retrograde. We don't know the energies or the problems that we're actually picking up on. We just know that we are so super freaking sensitive that we just want it to stop. This is likely going to trigger a lot of the ascension symptoms that, you know what, we're going to cover in the ascension symptom forecast for this week. Check last week as well, because of course these symptoms started building up throughout the week. And we are definitely going to be feeling all the feels in this meat suit, good, bad, and otherwise. But again, as I continue to say, you have to feel in order to heal. Lastly, we have the moon sextiling with Pluto. This screams of release, screams of ending, screams of closure, screams of perceptions changing, screams of transformation taking place on a soul level, on an emotional level, on a psyche level. Of course, cleansing us from old fragmented energies and contracts and, I guess, misunderstandings, if you will, in order to clean the slate, to clear out the space in the here and now. We have a lot of work to do. We're building towards the equinox energies. This is a time of purging, a time of release, a time of cleansing. And this particular energy would say that we have done a little bit of work here today by getting out the junk, getting out the crap, getting out the blockages. And this particular energy, once we release it, will feel lighter. It will feel more positive. And the best part about it is it's empowering. It's charging us up, inspiring us again, reminding us that warrior type spirit that we have to align with in order to keep pushing through the tough love life lessons that are divinely scripted to push us in our power and to align us with our soul's mission and with our soul's purpose.